Max. I watched every single one of them bitches, binge watched them bitches. That shit was compelling as fuck. But I wasn't looking at it like the bitch was a scam artist. Like she did some fucked up shit. She was drinking and taking colloidal silver and all of that shit. But the downloads that this bitch got was true. And she had already passed away. So I'm even feeling her spirit in this shit. And then I'm like, man, this spiritual shit is real. This is the shit that I do. And bro, tell me why when I did a cross reference, she gave all of her people spiritual names. One of the names that she had of her people was El Moria, right? And I said, get the fuck out of here. El Moria is the same name as Kathumi. Like they the same name. Like it's like Kathumi, you can call me El Moria type shit. And I was like, what's the fucking chances that 3 days ago I'm reading Pascal Beverly Randolph and it's all about how Madame Blavatsky, you gotta follow me. Madame Blavatsky and Pascal Beverly was at war in this book, but they was working together through the spiritual advisement of Kathumi. Right?
Okay.
This is real shit.
Okay.
It's not. It sounds like me going crazy, but it's just shit that I'm reading. Like these niggas was having spiritual wars in this book. The bitch say, "Yeah, Pascal Beverly, he sent the bullet to me, and I sent the bullet back." And the nigga who was reading it said, "This bitch tripping." Only to find out at the moment that Madame Blavatsky said this shit was going down, that was the moment that goddamn Pascal Beverly Randolph got he died by getting shot in the head. What was that?
Mysteriously,
Suicide.
mysteriously died in what, the Bronx or Harlem, right? And
Toledo, Ohio, bro. That's
they
even,
said suicide, didn't they?
they said it's suicide. Toledo, Ohio, on K Street. I go to that spot regularly to give offering, but that's a deep, darker criminal link. But my point of this whole shit is to say that I was reading about a person that is a powerful spiritual being channeling different people, and then I'm watching. What's the chances that I'm watching a documentary and these people is referencing the same shit? So that got me to thinking, damn, the channels is real. So I just be wondering, like with black people, black men, black women, do they understand what it means to channel and the power of channeling as opposed to just living this regular mundane existence minus the ability to channel spiritual, like what is called um mah- mahatas, great souls.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
this is some real shit, bro. And I feel like it's happening. Like the messages that these people is telling you about the world is necessary. Like as we talk about the precession of the equinoxes and all of that, like the shift of consciousness that's taking place, the things that was happening in like 2008, 2012, this great awakening of consciousness, that shit didn't go nowhere. It's even more present, but I feel like people is more into the 3D reality more than they into the 5D reality now, and that's the crazy shit.
So, I essentially what you're saying is that shit is coming through, and that for the most part, people are ignoring the signs on purpose.
Or on accident, nigga. I don't know. They don't care. They trying to get a bitch. They trying to get some money. They trying to get a donut. I don't know what the fuck wrong with these niggas, but the shit is the veil is thin right now, big dog.
So you, so let me backtrack just a little bit, see if I understand this correctly. You wanted to watch Whitney Houston,
Right,
and you ended up at Love Has Won,
right,
and this lady just happens to be the cult of the Mother God, and
right.
her work directly connects you to Pascal Beverly Randolph, who was basically the father of sex magic and the father of Rosicrucianism and the father of enlightening actual black people in this fucking realm. Like he's the father of all of that shit. You ended up right where you back where you started off, and you went for Whitney Houston. Bro.
Facts. I wasn't looking for this connection at all. That's what I'm saying. I didn't even have to like it's like spirit, like this is a big ass, thick ass book. And it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of different chapters. But I specifically went to the chapter of Madame Blavatsky, and spirit was like, yeah, nigga, like showing me like, yeah, this bitch had money, nigga. This bitch was doing the fucking spiritual thing, nigga. Like crystals, like just like that shit was scary because I know motherfucking bitches like that and they be doing this spiritual shit and they be making money. But if you see how this bitch went out, like, hey, I'm not going out like Willie Lump Lump for some money, bro. I'm not about to do that. Like, it's money in this shit, bro. It's money and lying to the people, bro. And that's what spirit has showed me, but it had to show me, nigga, like it had to show me. It showed me the specific chapter, like Madame Blavatsky, and I'm reading it and I'm eating it up too. It's like it's good to me. But
Mm-hmm.
and then when I found I was satiated with Kathumi, like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is the nigga that they got their information from. And then I
Mm-hmm.
do more research on it, and it's talking about different incarnations of Kathumi. When I watched Love Has Won, she was talking about different incarnations of herself. And I was like, those two things, the reason that she said it, I had to listen to what she was saying. I couldn't dismiss it because I had already been primed to be more receptive of people in their past lives, right? Like, like this is the conversation that as Black people we need to be having, right? Like for real. Like we need to understand who we are as spiritual beings. Who are you in a past life? Because that's the real shit that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that's what the shit, it just laid it out. Like she was Marilyn Monroe in her past life. And then I was like, it's not resonant. Like I my initial reaction was to dismiss it, but the more I sat with it, I was like, damn. But she was talking about other past lives, but the same thing with Kathumi. And it was like his lives was like on a resonating type of track. And I was like, man, this shit is intense, man. This shit is like real intense. This energy is real intense right now, and it don't have nothing to do with the physical. It have everything to do with these channels. So I was just wondering if niggas is like, do they care about it? Are they picking up on it? Are they sharing? Like, what's the deal? It's happening. Like it's really that time. It's
What you
really
think,
that.
AD? AD, what you think?
My thing is how, like, so with the whole channel thing, right? Do you have to be at a certain frequency? Because when we think about people's mind staying where they frequency at, is that why they not picking it up on this shit?
I would say like yes, yes, for sure, but you got to actually try. And that's one of the maxims of Pascal Beverly Randolph. That actually is the maxim of Pascal Beverly Randolph. You have to try. And if it's a matter of a frequency, if it's a matter of anything that we can consciously factor, then hell fucking no. Like what we talking about today is spiritualism, Rosicrucianism, and sex magic. So of course there's obstacles. Of course we have low frequency. Nigga, I just ate some ass last night. So of course I'm at a disadvantage. But we talking about magic.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're not just gonna gloss over that. How you
He
just
already
gonna
did,
just
and he was too
throw
smooth about
like
it.
the nigga just threw that shit out there from left field and then gonna say like I'm
But that's the
robot.
thing.
What?
That's the thing about the
Listen,
lie. When it comes to these
listen.
spiritual people,
Something
a
something
spiritual
needs to
person
be
will act
said
like he
about
don't
this
do nothing.
because if eating ass makes me low vibrational, then I don't want
Yeah,
to be. I don't
yeah,
want to. I
this
don't
is what
want to
I'm
mess with my
saying. This is
vibration. Like
exactly my point.
I don't really care. I just listen. I really don't like the way how you just put that in there,
This
and
is
then
my
had to
point.
add low vibration to. You know what?
This is my point. I ain't shit for real. So I'm not associating my experience with who I am as an individual.
But no, when you think about that, that's what a lot of people do. They try to connect their ego with this shit.
Yeah, not that's where the person is not channeling, right? That's when the person is not doing magic. When I have to assert who I am. Listen, all of this whole book of shit that will blow your mind took place before the internet, and it's hard for a nigga to fathom how in the hell was they able to communicate at such a high level. And this is talking about dealing with people telepathically.
That wasn't eating ass, y'all.
They was probably eating a little ass. I'm not going to lie.
There is no way that my spiritual idol did not eat ass. There is no way that Pascal Beverly Randolph.
Pascal Beverly Randolph, look at this goatee.
There is
Look at this
no
nigga.
way, my guy.
Listen,
man.
that's
put
a
that
goatee
between
of
the
a nigga
cheeks,
that
my
eat
guy.
ass.
Yes.
That's a
Yes.
goatee of a
What
nigga.
she say? He eats it for lunch.
Yes. 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 You can't gloss over that. But I think what's real interesting on a serious on more a little bit more serious note, what was real interesting about, that you said was um you started the research and you essentially removed logic from the process, right? Like you weren't trying to make things line up on some ego shit. You just started at a point and you just kept going wherever the line sent you. And I think that's paramount to this whole entire conversation whenever we even talking about spirituality and spiritual science, and especially channeling, and anytime we're dealing with different entities that are not like the so-called entities that we know on the physical 3D realm. Like the idea that you're not supposed to start something based from a lens of logic, I think that shit is profound.
That's the only truth. That's the only truth, because we're talking about right brain understanding, creative understanding. So if we're using logic, we can only use logic to like fuck up the process.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm only talking from a perspective of I had to like reinforce my ability to understand this shit through countless of hours of research and development to get to this place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not conscious, it's not logical, it's not a point of ego or nothing. It's a point of God damn it, that's crazy. Like
Mm-hmm.
damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like and I'm already knowing these energies and what they gotta say. So I can listen to shit and I don't have my ear blockers on. So if most people would listen to that documentary, the way that she died and everything that is expressed in that documentary, they would just immediately dismiss it for crazy people shit. But I also understand that she left her kids. She had 3 kids that she left to do this work. And y'all know me how I go about my kids. I'm not
Yeah.
about to leave my kids for nothing. If it matters between my kids or this internet shit, then
It ain't even a question.
bye bye internet, bye bye
Mm-hmm.
spirituality, bye bye everything. She
Mm-hmm.
wasn't willing to do that. She went for the clout. And because of that, she had guilt, which then she had 330K drinking like a fish. Nigga, if I had 330K and a nigga said you need to stop drinking, nigga, we drinking water out this bitch. You feel me?
Facts.
No,
Facts.
I'm not about to like, but guilt, the thing about it, bro, the message that I got from Cthulhu, because I did get a message, was that joy is the key to spiritual work. Even if you got all of the gifts, and you mad about a nigga, you mad about your kids, you mad about your life, you mad that a bitch said you got a little dick or whatever the case may be, you will not get gnosis. You mad that you poor, you mad that you don't got this, you mad that you don't got that. Whenever you factor that shit in and you do spiritual work, you don't fucking get it. You don't understand. So when I was young and spiritual and I was doing shit, man, I was motherfucking shit was happening, but I was so fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I ain't even put two and two together because I wanted it my way, type my ego's way, right? So that's always gonna fuck you up.
And there's something to be said for the idea of destroying one's own grace and favor, right? Because spirit will bless you, right? But it's the lack of acknowledgement, and then the lack of work, and then the ego that tells that person that because they learned a little bit that they know more than what they think they know. And then
Case in point for that is Diddy.
facts.
This
Because
nigga doing so much with the spiritual shit, had a spiritual advisor the whole time. How did he have a spiritual advisor the whole time and he end up in this situation? Y'all make that make sense. At what point did a spiritual advisor say, hey, when you get with your bitch, make sure that you tell her that you like how she handled that BBC?
mm-hmm.
The spiritual advisor probably would have told him, hey, you need to chill on these sex parties because they're going to come back to haunt you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's no way that he had a spiritual advisor and he wasn't warned beforehand.
Facts.
There's
A
no
spiritual
way.
advisor is supposed to put you not in the situation that he is in today. So when you look at the Matrix and you get all of it's like being in a video game. You playing GTA and you know a cheat code to get all of the cheat code coins and the weapons and all of that shit, and then you try to equate it to spiritual significance. And the nigga's telling you how good he is on GTA and he got a Twitch stream and all of this shit. And you like, cool, that's what's up. Nigga, I'm trying to figure out how to build this fire though.
Did you see what Casher said?
That's the part. That's the part that blows me, dog. He aligned with TD Jakes.
Yo, but you also know what this reminds me of? The Queen back in the days, her spiritual advisor was Francis Bacon, right?
John D.
Yes. And that's almost sort of similar to the situation that you're describing, where the Queen, she would go and check, John D before she did anything. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, that shit goes so deep. Jason Louvre, The Empire of the Angels, right? Niggas need to have that book like they got the Bible, right? Period, point blank. Why? Because we are up under the rule of the angels, by the way, of the English Empire, a small island empire full of white people who don't have no real power besides the power of the angels because John D did Enochian magic. Enochian magic is cool unless the Queen of Elizabeth say, all right, let's employ that shit in our shit right now. All right, the Spanish Armada, the strongest fleet known to man, goes to attack English. This nigga John D does magic, ruins the Spanish Armada. Now English is the colonial power. Okay, English comes to this bitch, puts everybody under slavery. They enslaved the whole world. How did they do that? You ever seen an English nigga that you couldn't beat the fuck up out of?
Never.
You ever seen an English nigga like, oh, this nigga about to beat my ass? Let me like
even if I felt like I couldn't fight, I know I could put the brakes on him. Like, there's no way.
Ain't no way that they ever beat us in military conquest.
Ever.
That's what niggas don't even understand.
And just because of guerrilla warfare.
Man. We own this. We've been here for centuries. We know the nooks and crannies, underground tunnels. They kill us with psychism, angel, Enochian magic, nigga. Enochian magic. John D. Enochian magic, the Empire of Europe, colonialism,
The 400
slavery.
year spell. The 400-year spell, right?
It's still going on right now, nigga. You got to pay rent this month.
Mm-hmm.
We all got to pay rent this month.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And he just keeping the P.
And before we go any further, I just want to welcome our other little brother Breeze to the show. Breeze,
What up?
Breeze,
What up?
Breeze. What's
What
really
up?
good, homie?
Man, chilling. I
Anything
had to
good over
wash
there?
my hair, man. Yeah, I had to wash my hair. I
I,
had to get it retwisted. So
I'm,
kind of
I'm,
went
I'm
over
I'm
a
just
little
happy.
bit.
I'm just happy you were able to join us, big bro.
Yeah,
Type
for
shit.
sure.
Had to look
For sure.
sexy. Had to look
Yeah,
sexy for the
fly
upcoming
ass nigga.
2024. You feel me?
Fly, that's fly nigga shit. Like that's only
Fly
fly nigga shit.
Yeah,
That's
man.
it. That's it.
Washed and retwisted on the hoe.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah, like niggas,
Some slight.
niggas don't even
Hey,
talk like that no more. Like the
hey.
nigga said wash and retwist. Like, hold up. Like after a twist, niggas is going to bed, bro. Like my head hurt right now. I got a little headache. Like, no, like, yeah, you special, my guy. You special.
But to
But
add
now
to
we
what y'all
we on
saying,
Pascal. We on Pascal, brother. Go ahead.
I could probably fix it.
that Jason Lowe's book, John D. and Empire of the Angels, a lot of the work that me and AD is doing is based on a lot of that game that, I would say John D preserved this information for you in that book, even down to like how the Rosicrucians started. And there's a quote on our Instagram. You can check it out. I don't want to read it. It's kind of long-winded, but it just talks about how he sought to use what he called like the real Kabbalah. And the real Kabbalah was based off of nature, not using intermediate symbols to get the messages, but actually looking at what these symbols are symbolizing and going straight to the source to get the information. Powerful book. Powerful book.
Yeah, it falls in line with what we've been talking about for the past month as initiates, right? Like what we are just now trying to circumvent is the perversion of the actual work that our folks did, right? So like it's been perverted and turned into something that is almost completely unrecognizable to us. But then again, we're viewing this basically through a European lens. So like the idea is to remove that fallacy of viewpoint and to view it from inside as opposed to outside, right? We trying to go back in, like, and everything around us wants us to be out, like, but we trying to go back in, bro. Like, so I think the best way to describe that is, after I get some buns, like I just want to crawl back into the womb. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to crawl up back into the womb. You dig me? Like that's my most comfortable spot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like going back into the womb. And I think everything in society wants us to come out the womb, bro. Like that's just what it is.
But when you talk about the womb, you're talking about the creative space. And that's where we should be, right? As Black people, right? Black meaning dark, womb meaning void. We have the potential to do all types of things. But like you said, we are outside of it for some odd reason. And people that possess the magic are generally demonized and took out as soon as possible.
Well, yeah, because I just saw something the other day that said meditation was sin. I almost threw up. I was like, what?
Yeah, in the churches, they
teaching meditation as sin, bro.
It's a demon. Yes, it's a demon thing. Even yoga, stretching. That's why a lot of y'all be having cramps.
Well, I'm a sinner. I'm a sinner. I
say also thinking about the word.
I mean, but what you think mass is though? You know what I mean? They chant mantras.
But then they don't never read their own Bible. Joshua chapter 1 verse 8 says, "Keep this book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful." So of course they're going to teach you that meditation is a sin because they don't want you to be prosperous or successful, because church in essence is a place that you go for healing. So if a
Mhm.
person wants you to keep coming to church the same way they want you to keep coming to therapy, they're essentially saying that they want you to stay broken.
Okay,
Mhm.
so you saying the church is the pharmacy? It's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
spiritual pharmacy.
If you
Facts.
Yeah.
listen to the last
Facts.
Yeah.
video, he
That
talks
is the
about how
spirit.
churches is the
That is the
vortex.
spirit cooking warehouse right there, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Churches is
Mm-hmm.
the vortex. So if you ain't really balancing your root chakra, where you gonna be at?
You're gonna be at church because you need
Yep.
that it's conscious people that go to church on the low.
Facts. It's conscious people that go to church whenever their family is looking, just so they can keep up the facade, so to speak. And then there are conscious people who don't really believe in the conscious shit that they say, and they just go to church
Facts.
religiously because they like going to church. They just won't admit it to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
want to be healed, but healing indicates a wound. So we fucked up because we're in this space where conscious people want to turn this bitch into church like it's a healing facility where Pascal Beverly Randolph is like, let's talk about some magic. Let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about how to do some shit. Let's talk about how to speak telepathically. Let's figure out
Mm-hmm.
how to manifest particular spells and particular formulae, mainly between the black man and woman. Now, if you don't have a black woman or a woman at all to like fuck with your program, then how the fuck you gonna get one?
These are facts. These are facts. Like I wish I had a good answer for that, but mm-mm, mm-mm.
So
I'll be
certain
bullshitting.
fundamental aspects about spirituality can never be explored by black men and women because the system did a good job of trying, not like being, we can't fuck it up a little bit for you niggas. We gotta fuck it up real bad for y'all.
All the
And
way.
I say
All
another
the
way to
way.
think
Right.
about that, right? Me and Breeze, we was talking about in the Hierophants. In chapter 1 in Genesis, within Genesis, what they say is gonna happen between the man and woman once they sin against God is gonna be enemy, if I said that word right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But it's gonna be nothing but battle, scrapping.
yeah. And
Repeat
you
that again. Repeat that last part you said again, AD.
I'm
enmity.
about to try to
I'm-
find a verse for you, AD.
Yeah, it should be like lit within the lines of chapter 3.
Yeah, at the end, before they got the garments of skin.
Yeah.
Enmity, a state of feeling of being actively opposed or hostile to someone or something. On the internet, the normal conversation is literally called a gender war.
That's a fact. Yeah.
And it's like I know everybody following all the hood bills, the spiritual
It's on site and all of that.
yeah, just to
Black
see an
men,
argument. A
yeah.
man's supposed to
It's
be doing this, a
Genesis.
woman's supposed to be doing that, getting all
It's
cluttered in your
Genesis
brain.
chapter 3, verse 15, and it says, "And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel." Talking about the serpent and a woman. And we kind of deduced it down to like this is the sense consciousness, you know what I mean? Or this is that elemental lockdown that you gotta continuously go to war with because of being enticed by it.
Mhm.
Because when you think about it, sense consciousness is really a divine thing. But we never really go out our way to think about the opposite of things that we deal with. So you got the pleasure and lust, you got the love and the hate, you know what I'm saying? But another way to put all that, how can you decide what is good and bad?
And I would double down and say you got to actually earn it. You can't just wish for it. If you want to experience true self sense consciousness, you have to put in the work to be able to attract it to the level that it benefits you, right? It's possible for men to attract if they work on it. But what's the problem? You got porn, so you don't gotta attract no bitch on porn, do you? You could just type in some shit. It's easily available to you. So therefore, your sense consciousness or your natural hormonal drives is being disrupted. And I'm not even going to just say to men, because I find that it might be doubly worse for women, because I know for a fact when women play with toys, they usually want to incorporate the toys in the sex, meaning that the normal man's sex is never good enough for them because of sensual pleasure. So it's like, that's why I say, if you don't got a girl now, how you gonna find one? Right? It's
And
hard,
then
but
even like triple down on that, like Hood said, I dare y'all to buy a book. Get his book Chakra Nova, and he gets into the school of sexual science. A lot of us men, we are wasting our seed, and really, that's where a lot of your powers come from. I'm not saying you can't beat the cheeks, but you got to be wise about how you letting your seed go loose. Go loose.
I
and
always
even
bring up
if
Mike Tak Chia. I know he ain't getting no hoes, but Mike Tak Chia got some game for that ass, boy. At least learn how to circulate it once you keep it. You know what I mean? It's one thing to say, "Oh, I ain't gonna, watch porn no more, or even masturbate
You
no more. I'm gonna
brothers,
stop ski." But you need
you
to know
brothers.
what to do when you abstaining from that kind of thing, because you can still do everything. Well, I take that back. I wouldn't say. Well, you can, but yeah, you can. But I think it's
Y'all niggas
important
is
to
cooking.
knowing what to do with this energy once you keep it in, being able to let it rise. And I mean, it's Christmas. You know what I mean? Let that seminal fluid rise up to the crown. You know, because yeah, it's important, because that's where that attraction starts. That's where that electricity current. You build up your voltage when you do that kind of thing.
amongst other things, but that's a necessity.
I
Testosterone is really a superpower, but y'all don't look at it
it's
like that.
it's
That's a fact.
crazy. It's crazy because I was thinking about, for some reason this week, what came up for me was heal, hell, heaven, head,
Mm.
right? And the scripture you just read had heal in it, so obviously it pointed me right back to um yeah, I've been on my Rudolph Steiner for the past couple of weeks, right?
Mm.
And it's interesting because Rudolph never had anything good to say about Madame Blavatsky, but he never mentioned Pascal Beverly Randolph.
Mm.
And the correspondence between Steiner and Blavatsky was they both based all of their shit out of India, right? But it was after they learned what they learned from Pascal Beverly Randolph that gave them the idea to go to India before they, you know, moved all their camps to India and started doing all of this fake philanthropy shit that they was doing. I only say all of that to say that the information has been circumvented enough to the point where it almost doesn't even matter finding out who actually wrote it. The important part that I think I'm getting from you brothers is that it's the reading of the symbology, and the symbology breaks down to, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So if we get to symbology, then my description of that symbol is going to be totally different from your description of that symbol, especially if we're not speaking the same language, right? So now if we're not even on the same frequency, it doesn't even matter, because we just going to be talking a bunch of gibberish, because nobody's going to understand one another. So I guess what I want to ask is, how do we get to a point where this thing can be normalized? And how do we get to a point where it can be normalized in men?
Well,
Because
first,
men are not having this conversation.
you can say people always start. Let's not talk about what a good man is and be one, right? But 9 times 10, a lot of people still don't have the convo. And also, I say we look at it from a perspective of the Tower of Babel. We all had one language until we all got separated, and now we got all these different meanings and sayings. So to be on the same frequency, instead of listening, you have to understand. Am I right or am I wrong? Because it's cool to listen to a nigga all day, but do you really get what he's saying? Are you comprehending?
Are you gonna do the investigation?
Yeah.
See for yourself? Yeah.
Because people like to sit up and argue all day instead of saying, like, okay, how can we go about it like this?
And it's always going to be arguments, because it's always going to be different perspective. Like, one of the thing about magical ethics is perception, or perception, magical ethics, chaos magic. If I see a 6 and you see a 9, I'm not going to argue about it because I know the fuck I see a 6. And you better know the fuck you see a 9. And you better handle yourself accordingly. Because if I come with 6 things and you come with 6 things, now, nigga, we got a problem. Because you said you see 9. And I see 6. Right? So it's like, if it has value, it shouldn't necessarily matter in the realm of magic. And you have to go within yourself and say, how was I benefited from this practice? And that means you have to apply the practice. That means you have to sit with the facts of this worked, because I don't want to hear about some shit that didn't work. Nobody want to hear about this. So if I go on Google and I search how to fix this thing in my house, and it's a nigga saying, you know, what am I talking about? Spiritual niggas, the spiritual people. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So don't imagine it to be anything besides mumbo jumbo. You need to be so concise with what you have to offer because you've practiced it for so long and you know how to elucidate it to the next person. And that's what we're missing, because I'm on TikTok and I'm gonna do a video because I got these videos saved, and I'm gonna just show niggas like the shit that people say on there is crazy. And I'm only saying that because my girl did a poll, and on her poll she asked people, where do you get spirituality from? And her base is Gen Z. 80% of the people get their content from Gen Z. I mean, from TikTok. The generation that's coming up under us, they don't learn from nowhere else besides TikTok. This is where they're getting their information from, their basis of life. So when you talk to somebody and they got some crazy shit to say to you, they probably learned it and understood it from TikTok.
And we can't fault them for that, because what was the last decade? Everybody learning shit from YouTube. So
YouTube,
they just transferred to a different algorithm and a different platform. And it's
Figgity
crazy.
fact.
Crazy you brought up TikTok, because TikTok doesn't even show the same algorithm to the same countries. Like if you're in China, the
They
ones
don't
they
show the same
created,
algorithm to the same
they don't
person.
they don't show none of the shit that they show us over here, over there. Like they're not even allowed to watch relationship videos and gender wars and crap like that. They get none of that over there,
They get
right?
Sound like some
education.
fed shit.
They get educational shit over
Didn't China
there.
want to ban TikTok at one point?
They did ban TikTok.
Yeah,
They
see?
only got an educational form of it.
Mm-hmm. But the whole thing about it is, that's
To
a
get
political
entertainment.
that's a political thing that's way above our heads. Like we ain't got nothing to do with that. The only way to circumvent that algorithm is to completely eradicate it and start a new one. Like that's the only way. But I
But
digress.
but I would also say that it is power in spiritual work. That's the overall gist of what I'm getting versus doing work versus not doing work. So you might have money problems right now. Are you burning herbs to change your money problems? You might have love problems right now. Are you doing the oil work? Are you working with the essential oils to attract a lover in your life or not? You sit here complaining. I feel like the nigga from the Everest commercial right now.
I felt that. I felt that.
But a nigga just sitting back complaining about their life when there's so much magic available. Like, listen,
You
I
watching
ain't
people on TikTok complain about your life.
listen. Get up off that couch. Do some fucking magic right now. 1-800, do some magic, right? But another thing though, it's 150% subjective.
Yeah.
If I see 6 and you see 9, you better stand on that 9.
Mhm.
Don't say a 6 or 9, depending on your perspective, because then that's not magic. If I wanted to build a house, I couldn't build under those conditions. It's either a 4x4 or a 6x6. You can't say it's a 4x4 or a 6x6, depending on how you look at it. So but if you listen to these girls read tarot, they'll legit tell you, I'm pulling a 6 of wands, so that might mean you might fall in love or not fall in love, depending on if you fall in love or not. So tomorrow it's a 50% chance it might be hot or cold or warm, depending on the temperature. And it's like, girl, you just gave every single variable that it possibly could be. Is that a reading, or is you just covering all the fucking bases?
Yeah, that sounds like just covering all the
I'm gonna
bases.
just tell you everything I can, so I won't look dumb.
Facts. I'm gonna give you as much information as possible. That's why a girl would go through every single sign and every single thing, and then eventually you'd be like, "Oh, I resonate with that."
Yeah,
But
because if I mention everything, then I'm above reproach, right? I can't be
a
challenged.
broken clock is right 2 times a day, my guy.
Absolutely.
I'm still in that.
Absolutely. I just put a question in the chat. I'll be right back, fellas. I just put a question in the chat.
Absolutely, I
Would
would.
you advise
Go
people
ahead.
to try to channel? I would say first start meditating before you do that. I would say that's the second step to having your meditation practice and meditating regularly. Because you could, just because you channeling don't mean you channeling your ancestors. And better yet, don't mean you are channeling ancestors that are in alignment. You know what I mean? Like you can be channeling malignant ancestors that's on some bullshit. Like, yeah, nigga, go. You know what I mean? Go rob that stove.
That
You
beef
know what
that
I
me and
mean?
your auntie had, nigga.
Yeah. So I think build up your discernment before you do something like that. You know.
And my thing is too is build your altar, because that's where everything starts
That
at.
too.
If
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
look,
And
like
that
Hood was
goes
talking
with
about burning
start and
herbs.
meditate first.
If y'all don't got no place to like burn your herbs, build your altar, sit
Get you
there and
one of
meditate.
these.
Yes, a
Cast
mortar.
iron.
Not, I'm sorry, a
Put the
collar.
charcoal in it or whatever.
Yeah.
Burn it. Smell it.
You know, also you can go get all these things at the ColumbiaExchange.com. Go ahead, get all your spiritual tools from there, all your herbs. Because if you having love problems, I didn't work with roses so much. I didn't drunk so much gallons of rose water. I didn't burn so much roses. Look, I keep the rose oil on.
And this nigga got hoes now. He got the hoes now. He got them white girls too.
Yeah, as long as you know. So look,
I mean,
look.
to add
If you
to
got
that,
money problems,
add to that, you know,
if you got money
do a
problems,
lot
man,
of
get you some peppermint, some kale mail.
add to that though.
Look,
I do a lot of like protection
I was
work.
out here getting my line beat.
What did I miss?
With that kale mail.
What did I miss?
got people hitting me up like,
What
hey,
did
bro,
I miss? Y'all niggas is over there cooking again? Like, what did I miss?
I got some money for you, bro. If you do this, I promise you. Y'all don't want to mess with these herbs because y'all think it's gonna make y'all poop. But maybe you need a detox. Maybe you need to clean your lymphatic system. But
I mean, a good poop is important.
No, keep going.
Because think about this, right? A lot of people don't have their own private place. So get in your car, build you a mobile altar. Go to the park, sit in your whip, get out your whip, bring a mobile altar, and chill with it. This spiritual stuff is simple, but we make it hard because we act like we got to know so much stuff. But really, all you got to do is sit down and shut up.
And yep, close your eyes.
Silence your mind. That's your worst enemy. You want to blame your ex. You want to blame your mama. Blame the thoughts that you get and why you don't work with them. I'm just keep it like that.
And take it a step further. Ask yourself why you having these kind of thoughts. You know what I mean? What kind of energies reside in you that's even giving you these kind of thoughts? And I understand, you know, your mind is like an antenna, but we are made up of different energies, or we have different energies that's in like our heart and our knees. You know what I mean? Those two different types of energies. And you can have a heart that's not functioning correctly, metaphorically and physically. And I think it's important to like work with those herbs to help you bring in adequate spiritual functionality, if that makes sense. But a lot of it for me comes down to like meditating on my heart. And I know like if you look at deal with like the Kemetic deities, you know, that's the crowd's favorite deities. Heru uh
Isis.
presides over the heart, you know what I mean? So start working with these energies that deals with this certain body part, you know what I mean, and allow it to speak to you, you know what I mean? And you really don't have to do too much of reading, oh, this nigga said that, this nigga said that. What it's
Yeah.
saying to you, you know what I mean? What
And
is it saying to you?
Since bro said that in a nutshell, that's where like I really want to jump into the astrology of it, right? Because if you really want to get into the gnosis of you, look at your astrology chart. But before we even get to talking about astrology, I want us, because we mentioned earlier, we talked about the precession of equinoxes, and we need to get into that because we're not following the same astrology that our ancestors was following a while ago. We on a different tilt, we in a different time, all that. And I'm gonna go ahead and repeat this again. Like Big Bro said, I dare you go buy his book. Because in his book, A Spiritual Being Having a Human Experience, he talks about these small things that make the biggest adjustments in your life. Not because you done learned this magnificent thing, it's because you done sat down and went out your way to learn something for you. Because right now, if you're watching this channel, you accepted that you're a spiritual being having a human experience, right or wrong. Right, I don't want to hear it. So you a spiritual being, and being in the Hierophants book club, we really talk about that a lot. Because if you look at our name, the Hierophants, hero, you was on this hero journey in your life that you must walk. And let's say I'm 23, right? Right. Let's say you wherever you in life, you older than me, whatever. The main thing about the hero journey is about keep going forward. So ain't no end goal. If you think that you reached it all, you haven't. I'm 23. I felt like I reached it all because I got some punana, and I haven't.
Hey, I'm 31 and I haven't either.
Wait a minute. What just happened
I
there?
think it's 4 decades on here. I think it's 4 decades on here.
Nah, I'm Benjamin Button. I got like 5 on here.
Okay.
16 years old. I don't know what the fuck y'all niggas talking about.
I
don't know what the hell y'all
I go to do one thing and y'all motherfuckers just take the reins and go left with it, right? Y'all just take the reins and go left with it. All right, so why spirituality? I mean, if I'm getting money and all the sex I want, why spirituality?
I mean, if you asking why spirituality, I mean, I asked you that too. Why spirituality?
Because these niggas don't got the answers. You know, it's not satisfying, you know, and then when you talk about money, it's transient, right? Anybody with money know like it's kind of like flimsy. And then when you talk about sex, how long you gonna have sex? Forever, right? You gotta stop having sex and deal with the other aspects of the relationship. So it's this drive to get this thing, and when you get the thing, you can't handle it, right? So why spirituality? It's the foundation for life. Like we are in existence. You have a life. You don't know about, like, you can say money and sex, but in biology, they teach us that those are secondary man-made motivators, right? Sex is a biological primary motivator. Money is a man-made motivator. But all of these particular motivations, you acting out of a part of your being that you not even conscious of. Like you literally retarded when you making money, spending money, and having sex. Because if a person was to pick apart why he was doing that, you would break down. You would have a particular shutdown. So why spirituality? So you're not living on auto fucking pilot. So you would have some form of consciousness in your existence of Why am I here? What is my purpose to be here? It can't be to fuck bitches and make money.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl who looked at their grandmother and called their grandmother a stupid bitch for being with grandpa all them years, she getting fucked 12 ways to Sunday. How is that life going for you? Now you wish you was a little bit more like grandma now, don't you? You out on a fucking dating site talking about I'm 31. I like going skiing, hiking, and like bitch, you out here looking crazy.
to to
Like
add to that too, like it made me think of when I jumped in, we talked about John D. Is like the spirituality is here whether you paying attention or not. And a lot of times with those things, we subject it to somebody else's spiritual work. You know what I mean? And that autopilot is us just falling in line with
the
someone else's
zombie
intention.
spell. The zombie
Yeah,
spell.
yeah. And I
And
would
think
say the reason you want it is so that you can see that the money and the sex isn't all that there is. And another thing is it's about like the non-physical. You know what I mean? Seeing value in something that's not physical. And I think that'll
Go
help you
ahead.
move closer to at least
Hit,
finding the purpose of your existence.
tackle
and
that,
think
AD.
and think it is right. Imagine being my age, or when you was my age, or you my age now, you younger. You need this spiritual shit. You need this in your life because one, what's being flashed in your face every day? Money, cars,
Sex.
expensive lifestyle. What's being told for you to go chase and get? Because 9 times 10, when you young, you looking at what everybody else doing. By the time you get to a mind where your brain is fully developed, you're gonna be like, why was I following them idiots? And ever since I've been doing my spiritual journey, I've been okay with, oh, I ain't gonna see what they doing. I'm gonna look at me and see what I need to do. And being young and trying to do it,
You need to
it's
you need
it's
to
not
clip
easy.
that. You need to clip that right there. That's gold right there. Cause hey, y'all young motherfuckers is fucked up out here in these streets, bro. I'm happy and fortunate. I know I know a few people your age that think like you. And I
Mhm.
also know a majority of people that don't think like you at all and only want to be in the mix. Only want to see what's going on and only want to sow confusion in the world based upon the facts that they look halfway decent, but they don't know shit about who they are. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And
Yeah.
at a certain point, we all gotta sit and look in the mirror and say, fuck what's going on and what's going on with me.
Mhm.
But when you talk about mental health, hey, listen, it runs rampant out here. It sucks, for the majority of people. So, you gotta kind of just really applaud yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying? To take a stand for your mental health the way you take a stand for your physical health is something that you should start when you are younger. Because when you get my age, is no saving these hoes, bro. Is no saving these niggas, man. That's the reality, bro. When a motherfucker is set in their ways, they set in their ways for destruction. And you could tell a nigga, hey, stop drinking or stop smoking or stop doing this or stop doing that. They not going to stop doing it. It's a urge, it's a desire, it's a perversion, like y'all said earlier. So if you are young, you need to not fall into the mythos of it's okay to have fun because I'm young. You're gonna fuck your whole life up.
Mm,
Man, I wish I didn't hear
mm,
that when I was 17, 18, dog.
mm, mm, mm.
You're gonna fuck your whole life up. When you turn 18, you got a credit score just like me, nigga. You can start building that shit.
Not 100. And think about this: half of the
But
spiritual journey is mental health.
but Hood and AD and Breeze, like I like having my ass ate, right? And um
Me too.
spirituality is going to interrupt my ass eating, and I just want to know, like, can I do both, or do I gotta drop one for a little bit and then can I come back around? I'm just wondering if my sexual proclivities will be diminished because I want to be spiritual right now. I'm just curious.
So I'm gonna repeat what Big Bro repeated earlier. It's about your frequency and what you channeling. So if Monday through Sunday you want to do some channeling, don't eat no booty. Don't you get your ass ate.
Like, you gotta let this world go 100%. You gotta let, like, even if you got a girl, your girl gotta be on the same type of time with you, on the same frequency as you, and you can fuck her and eat her ass, and it's not going to disrupt your spiritual progress because y'all are in the alignment. But the niggas that y'all be dealing with, y'all is not watching this video with your nigga. Let's keep it a buck. You not watching this video with your bitch, because soon as your bitch walk in the room, you cutting this shit off. You acting like you're not watching this shit, because the moment they start listening to with us, they're gonna be looking at you like, why you listening to them niggas? You weird for listening to that, and it's gonna make you feel a certain type of way. So you don't actually with somebody that you could be fucking spiritual with and real with, and that's always gonna be the shit that fuck you up. So whenever you want to get a download, you're gonna have to do it by yourself until you get somebody in your life that you can sit and grow with and learn with. Never in my life, I've been doing this shit for almost 10 years, going on 10 years. I've rarely seen a man and a woman consume conscious information. I've seen
Together.
all it together, but ask me how many conscious men and women that had sexual partners trying to get a reading. 80%.
Mm-hmm.
So when you ask me where do people fuck up with, they get with people that they cannot eat their ass and do meditating with. It's either one or the other, and you always gonna be fucked up because of that.
Breeze like, man, y'all niggas violent today.
Man, like I said last time, I'm here to learn, man. I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn.
Listen, I have to ask the provocative questions, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm here for all of the smoke, right? Like, I want to know if Snickers likes Hennessy and wings. Like, I want to know. No, let me stop. All right. So
I can't deal with y'all, man. Move.
Man, I had some Hennessy and wings yesterday.
Oh shit!
I had some Cajun joint.
Oh shit!
All right, I'm sorry.
I don't fuck with Snickers though, but
you gotta be 50 plus, baby. 50 plus.
Don't
plus
Snickers,
size.
my
You gotta
guy.
be a 50
Don't
plus size, Asian,
Snickers, my
African, or Native
Yeah,
American. That's
listen,
all we doing. Literally, 50 plus, single, Asian, African, or
and
Native.
you gotta be able to say delicious too. So you brothers, the Hierophants, I understand y'all got some readings that y'all gonna do for us. I understand y'all got some smoke, right? Like, cause I'm trying to see what's going on in the world, right? We got some weirdos out here doing stuff like P. Diddy and of course, fake no Kanye. Like, what's going on out here in the world? Sexy Red, she performing pregnant on stage. Like, I want to, you know what I'm saying? Can I get some readings? Can I get some moon explanations on these people? Because these people.
So I heard my boy Kanye. So we're gonna dive into Ye. Because a lot of people always saying Kanye crazy. So we're gonna.
Is that the real Kanye? Is that the real Kanye or the fake Kanye? Is that the real Kanye or the fake Kanye?
Well, we got the date of the so-called original Kanye, so we're gonna go off that date.
Okay, we're going with the original Kanye. Okay.
Yes.
Not the nigga that look like action figure. Not that nigga, right?
Nah. Okay. Here you go. We finna drop this on the screen.
All right, you ready to share?
Yes, sir. So right here, we got a beautiful chart. Look, I just want to say when y'all look at this, y'all have a hard time looking at atoms when you got a big atom right here. I got that understanding learned from sidereal astrology.
Can you expound on that? Can you expound on that? What do you mean about looking at atoms, and what can you expound on that?
Well, like when you have this chart, right? Right now you're just seeing a whole bunch of shapes and figures, whatever, right? But if we was look at Ye today, we see a man, a living being, the living soul, the living atom, expressed and walking today. So it's just like when you look at this, you technically looking at Ye in the spiritual format. So, and if anything, if you ever want, when you're looking at your chart, always want to fixate on your sun and your moon. Why your moon mostly? Because in Western astrology, they talk about the sun a lot and the seasons. In sidereal, we talk about the moon and fixed stars and actual placements of where things are in the sky. So we're gonna be saying this forever. Get you a star walk, get you a sky view, get you all these apps. Go ahead, get you an astro seat, write it down so you can look at your chart daily and look at the transits of your sun and moon. Because the moon is the most lucrative star in the chart that's going to be moving constantly. The moon reflects in your emotions and your mind, your subconscious. So when we think about
might skip over that, AD.
Go ahead, big dog.
But if you feel like shit versus if you feel good, that's going to make or break whether you had a good day or a bad day. Now, if Kanye get on stage and start doing a fucking Running Man and start saying some Jewish shit, but you having a bad day, you going to have a bad day. But if you having a good day and the same thing happens, guess what? You having a good day. You know, how you feel is very important. And I know like niggas might go in one ear and out the other and start talking about Blueface and Krishan and shit. But if you feel like shit, why do Krishan and Blueface matter? Now, I know I sound crazy right now, but if you link up with a nigga, you more to talk about Krishan and Blueface than how a motherfucker actually truly feels.
Wow. I don't think you said a lie yet, my guy. Oh my gosh. Yo. Okay, so what about P. Diddy? Show me P. Diddy, man, because I don't even know how to come back from that one. Like that is like
while I'm
still deal with Kanye for a second.
Yeah. Here and while I pull up Diddy, I didn't gonna pull up Diddy's yet, but I'm gonna have it ready. Hood, go ahead and explain the precessional equinoxes and why we use sidereal astrology today.
Well, you would use sidereal astrology because this would be the same chart as a Western chart. So what would be the difference between this chart and a Western chart fundamentally? The fundamental difference between this chart and a Western chart is that this is where the placements actually are. So in reference to that, if I gave you a key that was for an old lock, would you use it? I mean, you could try to use it, but you wouldn't be able to open the door. We would use the way that we understand astrology is through the precession of said equinoxes. So it goes through the age of Taurus. That's when a lot of people was talking about Sekhmet, or the Hindus was talking about Krishna, right? Because the symbology is a cow. In Aries, a lot of people was worshiping Pan or things like that. And then we go into Pisces. Everywhere you go, the same people that had temples to certain gods and goddesses, those are now churches that are worshiping Jesus. That's the age of Pisces. Now we are slowly moving into the age of Aquarius. But we've been in the age of Aquarius when niggas started talking about channeling and spirituality and spiritual development. So it's been an ongoing process for some time now, right? And so the old religious is believing in God. The new religion is information. Like, how much do you know, and how much can you then take that information, teach other people, and they use that information to benefit. In the real way that the age of Aquarius is showing its face is in Telegram with the scammers, right? You can get into a Telegram chat and figure out how to scam people and how to do all types of shit, make all types of money. That's information, valuable information, take it or leave it, that then could be used to improve your life. So whatever thing that you into, it breaks down to information, right? In the age of Aquarius, it just depends on what type of information you trying to learn, and then how you are then trying to then apply it in your life.
Ashay. So, as we were just talking about the age of Aquarius, right? Where y'all see Puff Daddy Moon at? I mean, sorry, Kanye. Kanye Moon at is in the ninth house of Aquarius. So we already told you what the moon is. It deals with your emotions, your subconscious mind. So now when we think about where our moon is in our chart, we have to understand what house is in and the ruler of the house. So the ruler of this house is for Ye is Aquarius in the ninth house. But you have to know what the ninth house is ruled by originally, which is the planet Jupiter. Each house is ruled by a planet. Mostly each house resides under one planet. So a planet will rule two houses. So Jupiter rules the ninth house, the house of higher learning, the house of travel, philosophy. So when we look at Ye,
He
and
grew
why
up in China.
you said China broke down, what you say?
He grew up in China.
He grew up in China?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yay?
Explain why-
Yeah.
You said Ye grew up in China?
His mom was a exchange or a foreign exchange teacher.
Okay,
Mm.
okay.
Oh yeah. So that boy smart for sure.
But that goes into the ninth house being the house of travel. His moon is his emotions and how he was brought up. So it makes sense that a ninth house moon would be a child that grows up in China, right? Getting information, right, in China, and then going to Chicago and sharing that information or style through his music and through his art. But even today, like he's not. Think about Ye. If y'all follow Ye, think about how much he has traveled in these past couple of years. Y'all might not follow him, but the boy been everywhere.
Nah, he been everywhere, bro. He been everywhere. Like, didn't he do like 6 albums in Wyoming? Like,
That part, like Wyoming, he did an album. He'd been in Europe. He just did the album release party where they sampled the shit in Paris. Like, Ninth House Moon is crazy for a nigga that traveled the way that he traveled. But keep cooking, AD. I just wanted to add
No,
that.
you fine. Go ahead, jump in, sauce up. YouTubers, go ahead, sauce up. I'm gonna let you cook. You know that. So now look, y'all be wondering why Ye be spitting all this heat or be talking off the throat. But you gotta realize Aquarius is a eccentric sign. It's very airy, very thoughtful. So y'all be looking at Ye like, bro, why he be spitting like this? He can't help it. He be rapping off the mind because Aquarius is one of the most spiritual signs because one is an air sign. Air is something that we see literally because well, I'm sorry, you don't see that, but you think you see it. Also, Ye, what's one thing he pushing right now in a political way that involves the ninth house? Because ninth house also involves political and law matters. So what was Ye preaching a while ago? He had shirts, had people on his shirts wearing. He even
that
had
white supremacy shit.
right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So where is Ye head all the time? What is Ye always spitting and arguing about? How people are slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Think about Ye's religion life.
people are choosing to be slaves.
Yeah, he very rebellious. Aquarius could be rebellious, and he's like the antithesis, or I don't even know if I'm using that word correctly, but
No, you did.
He represents rebellion in this modern age. He is the king of rebellion. Like, who's more rebellious to him in the media with as big a voice? Like a nigga like me, be like, yeah, but that nigga got millions of dollars. He have lost contracts over the shit that he say. If that's not rebellion,
Yeah, I think
And
he said
he's still up.
record breaking wise, he lost like $1 billion in a day based off of endorsement deals leaving him. He lost like $1 billion.
Yeah, that was a crazy thing.
What
So
was it?
I bet
Adidas
you,
Gap and who else? Adidas Gap and somebody else.
Hey, y'all go ahead.
Balenciaga.
yeah, Balenciaga. But it's so crazy how if you was to look at his tropical chart, his moon would be in Capricorn, and it's like that kind of makes sense, but it make a lot more sense of it being in sidereal Aquarius to me when you just look at his overall presentation over these past 10 years, even like it's just like
But
he
isn't that
really
crazy?
epitomizes. That's the
That's
word
a
I'm looking
crazy.
for. Rebellion.
That's a crazy combo though. Gemini and Aquarius. Like the
But then again, he's not a Gemini. He's a Gemini rising, and he's a Taurus. And when you think about this area of Taurus, it has a lot to do with land acquisition. If you look in the news, you will see that they just talking about him buying 100 acres to build in some town. He tried to
Mhm.
build in Wyoming, right? Like he would be more of a Taurus to me than he would be a Gemini, but then I could see him being a Gemini rising as well, right? Embodying that. Because when I think about Geminis, I think about people like Kendrick Lamar, Biggie, Tupac, right? These niggas
Mhm.
are excellent lyricists, but that's pretty much,
It.
yeah.
Mhm.
Kanye to me would be a Taurus with a Gemini rising.
Okay. Okay, because he's not. He's a genius at production and putting it together. And like you said, the other ones like they're
He's a genius
geniuses
in making
at
money. But
rapping.
like
Yeah,
the
pretty
Yeezy
much.
Yeah,
shoes, the
Them shits.
Yeezy
yeah.
shoes, what are you talking? Like it's Jordans and then it's Yeezys. Fuck what
Yeah,
you talking about?
this thing got a
That
pair
is
of erasers.
accomplishment within itself. Like
He got a pair of
that's
erasers
amazing.
as sneakers. It's just
How
crazy.
many niggas put out sneakers?
It's just crazy, bro.
A lot.
A lot of niggas put out
A lot.
sneakers.
One thing to me that jump out in the chart is the Mars and the Venus that's conjunct in Aries. And I think that has a lot to do with like his resolve about things. You know what I mean? Like his will to really just go ahead and just rebel if so needs be.
Mhm,
Um, and I think the things that he's doing, he really has his heart in it.
mhm,
And he's able to gain a large amount of power with doing it, you know, because you have that balance with Uranus
mhm,
and Libra, and that Uranus represents that coming of an age, being able to I guess turn over a new dawn, a new day, and do a new age. And I think that goes a lot with like how he lost that money, but he's still doing what he's doing. You know
mhm,
what I mean? The money really didn't matter. And to be honest, he probably will become a billionaire again sometime soon.
mhm.
Um, and
If
then
he isn't
also you got
already,
Yeah, like
yeah,
I think he
right,
already there, low key, high key,
right,
something like that.
right, yeah,
Something like it.
yeah, yeah. Um,
something light, something
and
light.
yeah, yeah. And I think I mean, you see so much about him, but like, I'm pretty sure he takes on a lot of responsibility. You know what I mean? To even be saying the things he say or to move the way that he do.
Mhm,
Also
He
you
wears
got
a
the
lot of hats,
Chiron
bro.
right
He
there.
wears a lot of hats, bro. He
Yeah,
does wear a lot of
most
hats.
definitely.
mhm.
Most definitely. And you know a lot of people. He almost like the black Anthony Bourdain when you look at it like that, you know? Um, but also like you got the Chiron right here by the Mars and Venus conjunct. Um, it's almost like he know what people need. He know what the people need to have some type of power. That's what I get from it.
Mhm.
Um, he just knows how things should go, you know what I mean, and how we should mobilize ourselves as it relates to the structures that's over our heads.
Yeah, he
Well,
got a 10th house stellium.
and
You know, when you talk,
Yeah,
he could get in those rooms, like he's getting in those back rooms that the majority of us would never see. So Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're absolutely right. For him to be able to come out and completely just roast anybody he decides to roast on that particular day, right? And still just move around and operate without any sort of,
It's crazy.
retribution
It's crazy.
whatsoever. Like he
That's the
operates on
craziest shit you
impunity,
ever
bro. Like
seen.
there's no
That's the craziest shit you ever seen. A nigga that talked the way he talked,
yeah, there's
he'll walk around.
no level of con, bro. Yeah, that's super weird.
But you got to look at it, bro. If you got an exact look
Oh
at your
man.
chart, study
Okay.
your chart.
So where we at? Did he now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Study your chart because when you look at this chart,
I can hear you.
Mars conjunct Venus is exact, right? It's exact, and so it's exact in a way in your 10th house that this person, you know, they're going to be successful. So look at your chart. If you want to know about your success in your life, look at your 10th house. Look what planets are there. And this is and not only is Kanye an artist, Kanye is a leader. Kanye is a real strong, powerful leader that operates in Mars conjunct Venus. Niggas like Kanye and women like Kanye. Period. Right? That's a hard thing to accomplish.
Mhm.
And then you look at a person that's so driven, you look at his South Node in the position that it was in the 10th house, you also know that he left his past life unsatisfied. Like wherever he left off in his past life, they cut him right off where he's about to get off on. And if you ask me, it's somebody like Frankie Lyman, right? Somebody
Mm-hmm.
that was just about to like go crazy and he died.
Blow up.
Yeah, and then he came back and he picked up right where he left off at. That's where if you look at this South
I
Node in
was thinking. I
Pisces,
was thinking about. I was thinking about Jimmy.
Jimi
I was thinking.
Hendrix,
I don't know
somebody
why I thought about
somebody to
Jimmy.
that effect.
Jimmy Hendrix and
That
Kanye.
remind me. That remind me of something like I can't remember who it was, but Paul Mooney said something like somebody like Shirley
Because he's
Chisholm
like the
came
one
back
man
as
band.
Oprah
Not
to
to
get her
cut you
money.
off, right?
What's
He's like the
that?
one man band, though. Kanye, right? Kanye is like the one man band, just like Jimi Hendrix. That's the only thing that made me think about it like that. Like, isn't he like the one man band considered just like Jimmy? Because Jimmy
Yeah.
played all the instruments with just his instrument. You know what I'm saying? And Kanye, like, there's not a auto tune or sample that Kanye can't master and turn into some master shit. So that's why I'm thinking about it like that. That's why I said Jimmy. So basically, niggas need to study their charts. Okay.
That's what I would say.
Mhm.
What was you about to say, Jabri?
It just reminded me when you mentioned the South Node. Um, there was something that Paul Mooney said. I think on like Dave Chappelle, but he said like Shirley Chisholm came back as Oprah to get her money. There's
Facts.
something in the lines of
Yeah,
that, and
yeah.
it
That
and
part.
that's probably why like he come with such a vengeance. You know what I
That
mean?
part.
He is kind of like yeah, is that type of I definitely get that type of energy from him. Like, nah,
Y'all cut me
y'all
right
did
out.
something. Yeah, y'all did something to me right before. So
I gotta
if
get.
y'all
I
can't
gotta get
figure
my
out what
get
y'all
back.
did, so what? Yeah, yeah.
That's what that chart it really exemplified that, and the fact that of it. So if his moon is in Aquarius, that would also you want to give a key to where your Uranus is at, right? Because Uranus rules Aquarius. His
That's
Uranus in
trying.
Libra. So the way that his mind work is so advanced, bro. And he deals with heartbreak. He literally put out a CD called Heartbreaks and 808s.
808.
Correct?
Yep, yep.
So if you looked at the Three of Swords in the Thoth Tarot deck, what is that card called? Heartbreak. What is your Uranus in? It's in the third deacon of Libra. I mean, the second deacon of Libra. The second deacon of Libra is ruled by the Three of Swords,
Three
a
swords.
card that means heartbreak. He put
Mm-hmm.
out his comeback album, 808s and Heartbreak. right? That's
I
the
mean,
that's the album that put him on and made him be the person that he is for this generation. Cause every nigga that's on right now have to incorporate some form
that
of
sound.
melody in their music one way or another.
And it's because of
And I
him.
mean, also
It's
where his
because of
moon
him.
is
It's
at.
because of the alchemy that he did with Heartbreak because his mom had died and he broke up. Well, not I don't even think his mom had died at this point, but he had
I don't
broke
think
up with
so.
a
I
girl.
think that was Amber Rose. That was Amber Rose.
I
That
think
was
it was.
before. No, that was before because
That
No,
was
it was
Amber
the
Rose.
it was the light skinned chick that he came in the game with when he
yeah.
broke up with her. He put out that album.
Then he went to Amber. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was his
Mhm.
second.
Well,
That was his
when
second
you
thing.
and that's crazy because you talking about his heartbreaks. He's been dragged like his whole life has been like all of his relationships have been dragged. Like
He might
that
do it
would
on
destroy
purpose because
most
of the
people.
alchemy that it creates for him. Because look,
Hmm.
his
On the other
Uranus
side,
pose his 10th house, nigga. His Uranus is pose his career. So
yeah,
drag
that
me in my what? What is that house? It's the fourth house cusp, right? Drag me in my
Yeah.
home life, right? His fourth house,
yeah.
right?
It's a
His
drag
fourth house related to his mom is in the area of heartbreak, which we all know his mom is one of the catalysts for his career as well. The heartbreak of
Mm-hmm.
losing his mom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This
Mhm.
chart is
Also,
crazy.
his moon is in the third decan of Aquarius, which is the seven of swords, and it deals with like deception. So
Futility,
yeah, and he might have felt powerless, like
powerless in
completely
that moment.
powerless.
You
Yeah,
niggas are futile. Like that.
Yeah, yeah. But then like his Mars and Venus is in Aries, so it's just like, all right, you played me once, I got something for your ass.
I'm gonna fight back.
Yeah, yeah, I
Even
got
more
something
Mhm.
so,
for you.
Mhm.
You
I'm gonna
know my weakness, but I know
monetize.
my
I'm gonna
strength.
monetize this shit anyways. I had a whole plan from the beginning. And what you know about Kanye, he's very strategic about the shit that he say. Usually he'll say some shit just because he got an album coming out.
That's a
That's the
fact.
game that he plays.
That's a fact.
Mhm.
Did y'all, I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure y'all mentioned his
He
album.
is. He is.
Walk, right?
He is.
You said
He
what?
is. He is a very vindictive nigga. Very,
Man,
very
I said I'm
vindictive.
pretty sure y'all mentioned his album Jesus Walks, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, see? Think of that magic
Or
right
it's
there.
King, Jesus
Mm-mm,
King.
nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus King. Yeah, Jesus King. So think about that magic right there, along with the shit that we was talking about that dealt with the ninth house. So when you think about your chart, because I know we talking about these celebrities, but we talking about these celebrities because one, if you think about the word celestial and celebrity, we have that CELE of celestial and celebrity. The celebrities are the new stars that we watch now. We always talk about why nobody into astrology because they have celebrities. We have these big time stars taking up your time all day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you talking to your nigga about what Blueface beating up Krishan Daddy. You know,
Damn, that happened.
yeah, he snuck his ass. He could. Anyway,
Wow.
that's where your attention's at. So you can be a real nigga and focus on the stars
Mm-hmm.
and worry about your life instead of some fake ass celebrity that's never gonna give you no money.
Even the
To
gangster
add to
niggas
that,
be paying attention to this type of shit. So
yep.
like
And to add to that, it's
Yeah.
kind of like you
Even
look
the
at the appearance.
so-called gangster
People look
niggas.
at the appearance of what Kanye is, but never consider his stars. You know what I mean? And that'll give you a lot more information as opposed to, the media telling you like, or paint a picture of him, and you think you learning a lesson from seeing somebody life as it's told by somebody else. You know what I mean? Whereas you can go to the stars and really get the whole format of it, and you can start to just not even be surprised that he did something or said something at a certain time. You know what I mean? Because it's already been said. If that makes sense, you know what I mean. It's already been expressed in a sense. We get caught up on the experience or the appearances of things, and that couldn't be more further from the truth.
Real talk.
Your natal chart is your truth.
And
You
think
know
of
what I
this.
mean? It's at least like a spiritual DNA, if you will, or a spiritual
Fact.
abstract of your being. You know what I mean?
Fact.
So that's just look at your chart and find some aspect and just
if I'm on
meditate
that,
on that. Don't even worry about your whole chart. Just go through each sign, each house, and just
One
meditate
thing
on
at
it.
a time.
Yeah, just a piece by piece.
if
Cause you know where y'all get fucked up at? Y'all be
Trying
like,
to do the
oh,
whole thing at once.
Yeah. Then
no
you get
cap.
overwhelmed. You get overwhelmed. Then you like, man, this shit don't work. Become one of them people.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
And what we just do?
If
we
I'm on the
individually talk about his
outside,
chart one by one. Go ahead, Sacred. Go ahead.
if I'm on the outside, no, I was just gonna say, if I'm on the outside looking in and I'm just coming into this, like this shit is disheartening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just be like, oh wow, like I know so much about people that don't really matter in my life, right? And I don't know a fucking thing about my chart, right? Like that would bother me 10 times more than somebody explaining to me how to figure out my chart or how to learn my chart. You know what I mean? Like the idea that you could get all of this from a celebrity, right? But at the same time, you know absolutely nothing about your own shit. Like this shit is super weird, bro. This shit is super weird. And I
Study your
appreciate y'all
chart.
breaking that
Study
down
your
though, because
chart.
that is it's not everyday shit for everybody, bro. Like it should be, but it's not. Like this stuff should be normalized, right? Like
It's
I
because
need to
people
know why
don't
I
see
felt
themselves
crazy on
as a
Tuesday.
spiritual being. You need to realize that you're a spiritual
It's because it's
being.
not fantastic. It's because
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
not sensational.
fantastic, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that
I
don't
mean,
get
it
the bright
is.
colors and
Once you
the pretty
once you
lights and the fantastic words. I mean, once you meditate on it, hell yeah. But if
yeah.
I'm just looking at this, I'm just like I said, on the outside looking in, it's disheartening because it just seems like a lot of work, right? But most people maybe don't have that inclination or that motivation to want to go through each system individually by itself and then try to collectively add that data together to form a conclusion. Like how many people are going to want to do that, right?
Hey man, at the end of the day, fuck those niggas. Cause it ain't no cheat code. It ain't no shortcut. It ain't no
Mm-hmm.
workaround. It ain't no, I don't know how to milk the cow. I don't know how to work the stables. I don't know how to feed the pigs. I don't know how to cluck the chickens. Nigga, you on this farm, you gonna fucking learn how to do all of this shit. And you gonna wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you gonna tend to this fucking cows and these fucking pigs and chickens, nigga. It ain't, you don't have a choice in the matter. You gotta learn it because it's you. And if I told you your chart, hey, you gonna pay me for that shit. I don't give a fuck. If you don't understand what the fuck I'm talking about, I can't force you to understand it. And you might not even believe the shit that I'm saying because you just got finished eating some ass yesterday. And you got a low value of self-worth. So I'm telling you that you this and you that and you this and you that. And the last time you broke with your girl, you started crying. Right? I don't know that. I'm trying to speak to the God in you, but you don't see the God in yourself. So the reality of this shit is that it's hard work because sometimes y'all be feeling bad. And if you feel bad, nigga, I can't feel bad because you feel bad because my body going to produce.
You can't make me unfeel bad.
No,
You can't make me unfeel bad.
Nope,
So
you got to do all of the
mean
work.
to tell me none of you niggas could do anything to make me unfeel bad?
No, you got to do everything your motherfucking self.
So no eating ass? Is that what you're saying? We back to no eating ass?
Listen, I'm saying eat ass with a clear conscience. I am consistent. Make sure that when you eat the girl's ass, she's willing to walk in the park and you able to express yourself. If y'all be with girls sticking your pee inside girls that y'all can't even cry in front of, and then y'all want to come and get a reading from me. Hey, I could only tell you but so much. But your girl gotta not look at you as a punk ass bitch because you showing some real emotion.
No, for real. I know so many niggas right now that's scared to cry in front of their girl. It's fucking sad. It's
You
sad.
can't do that.
Dang, man.
It's sad. You tell me that's a safe place for you. You can't cry in front of her.
Yeah, your whole girl ain't no whole safe. She not a safe space. And if she not taught to be a safe space, why would she be a safe space? And you came with your dick in your hand, so you gave her some dick without even making sure that a requirement that she be a safe space. So
Look, man.
by the time you done develop feelings for her, you in the trap that you ain't even know you set for yourself. You like a bear that set a bear trap for you to walk into it. Think about how crazy that is.
And that's why you
Look,
gotta meditate. You gotta see
You
what kind
got
of
to.
traps you
because
setting
when
up
you
for yourself.
meditate, you're not gonna
You see
fuck her
where
on
you
the
get
first
shit
night.
fucked up.
If you're really serious, where you're not gonna fuck on the first night, you
Because
meditating.
in
You
order
gonna
to have
draw
a
her. You
safe
gonna draw her
space,
ass out for a good
look,
8, 6 months, year to see what the fuck she talking about.
Even real, she gonna be your friend so deeply. She gonna be your partner so deeply. Y'all done shared so many intimate moments without sex, communication, that by the time that you done had sex with her, she already your girl. Now, if you can't withstand the rain of developing a real relationship with a human being, let alone a woman, man, fuck you too, nigga. Like it's the niggas that got their hand in their dick that's ruining it for the rest of the human beings on the planet.
also you gotta be able to create a safe space within yourself. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to go within and heal yourself and to love on yourself and cry to yourself. You know what I mean? How could you expect to have that with someone else and you're not even giving yourself, the common decency of doing it for yourself? You know, because in order to have anything outside of yourself, you got to have it within you. You know.
It's
You know
called
how early we
emotional labor, emotional work. You got to be able to carry the emotional load from time to time. And if you don't love yourself, any type of emotional load just seems like an attack from your partner.
Mm-hmm.
But
earlier,
sometimes you just need to be supportive and loving.
no cap. Earlier we was talking about what makes a good man. The first thing to making yourself a good man is getting emotional intelligence. One thing they always talk about with a man is men are leaders. Men are leaders. He ain't no leader if he don't got no emotional intelligence, and that's just truth. Because you got to
Yep.
understand you before you try to understand anybody else. Because you
Mm-hmm.
know how to deal with emotions. It's just that.
You know how to regulate your emotions because sometimes you got a little dick and you going to deal with a girl that's going to say you got a little dick. If you don't regulate your emotions, then you going to do something crazy. And man, listen, you got flaws. Emotional regulation is being able to handle your flaws without losing your mind. Because the more you deal with a person, the more that they observe your flaws. And why is it a flaw in the first place? It creates a negative vibration. It's like a crack in the ozone, and it gets wider and wider. And you know what the real is, and if you're not honest enough about improving your life, improving your flaws, or being real with yourself, regulating your emotions, it's always going to come to a head. And that's where motherfuckers, y'all all got baby mamas and baby daddies. Why? Because y'all wasn't able to process the flaws of this person. Oh, I had to end it with this nigga. Why? Because his flaws became unbearable. Right? That's what we gonna have to really get into emotional intelligence. Like, how do you respond to being triggered?
Uh, I mean, fuck, man, shit. Um, in all honesty, I know my approach is that um, triggers are basically warning signs, and it's not warning signs for you to get away from. It's warning signs for you to go closer and get closer. And just the way that I approach it is always just being able to sit with that thing first, so I can get a deeper level of understanding from it. Like the surface level is always going to be the biggest challenge because it's immediate, it's right there. But the meaning of that thing is not necessarily what the ultimate conclusion will be that you're going to come to, or that anyone is going to come to, because one is information that's coming from not so reliable source, and the other one is information that not everybody is ready to be honest with themselves about. So um triggers, I think I think it's important to understand what a trigger represents for you. And then I also think it's important to understand what avoiding triggers actually ends up making you do. So like that, as far as I'm concerned, the key is not to avoid a trigger. I mean, but that comes with a certain level of emotional intelligence that I'm just not too sure how many people give a fuck about. You know,
Shit. When it comes to people emotions, they don't give a fuck.
But it goes back to what we were saying about, when we deal with our moon sign as the most important moon sign, because if you can't access joy, right? And sometimes if you done had a big old dick and you get a little dick, and that little dick man is a good man, you're not going to be able to operate in joy. And you might have to end that relationship with that good man just because you had a previous bad relationship and you just can't be happy with the man that you with, right? Sometimes you can get a wide open pussy and you want something tighter that fit around your shit, and it just don't work the same way. These are all things that's going to happen in relationships, that people do not have emotional intelligence to be able to communicate as to why they not actually happy. But when we talk about actually being happy, it's a way that we could live life to only be with one partner sexually. I know this sounds crazy, but you could eliminate a lot of dysfunction in the world if people were programmed and conditioned to only have one sexual partner, right? Because then we talking about emotions and things of that nature, and what's the core emotion is based down to the biology, and this society propagates free open sex, and we got to deal with these particular consequences where our black people don't even have the time to sit and understand their own fucking charts. But all of these black people that had some dick and pussy way more than we could fucking count, right? So it's more normal for us to talk about sexual deviancy than it is for us to get to the science of our life, right? The basic fundamental factors of our spiritual life. Niggas don't want to hear that. But if Sexy Red drop a new song that's jamming, we'll all know the fucking lyrics. Because we disconnected from how we feel, and that's crazy.
is debauchery more appealing than spiritual education, spiritual
The debauchery is one aspect.
evolution, like expansion, like is
It's an aspect of life that you should understand.
no, go ahead.
Because Ski Yee is one of my favorite songs,
Yeah.
right? It's a time and a place for Ski Yee, but it's only one deacon. It's only the seven of cups, right? Right. And if you listen to
Mhm.
Kanye's music, he got that song with Little Peep, I think his name is. Something about you a hoe, and he got a lot of debaucherous lyrics, right? And his Neptune is in the third deacon of Scorpio, the seven of the
He got
seven of
some of my
cups.
favorite lines. Some of my
Yeah,
favorite lines, man.
debaucherous ass lines, right? His spiritual development is
Oh,
in debauchery. He wiped up Kim
yo,
K. He wiped up Kim K. Tell me who more debaucherous than her, right? Hey,
Mhm.
but
yeah, her whole
I hit
career is
it
debauchery.
first.
Man.
what you say, AD?
I hit it first.
I
That's
hit it
crazy.
first. That shit is
That's
crazy.
that's crazy though. That's crazy.
So I think debauchery is a part of
Crazy.
sex magic,
I
right?
mean,
It's a part of,
I
you're supposed to have threesomes. You're supposed to, eat
has
ass.
to be.
You gotta understand this stuff, but see, you gotta attract it. It gotta be a part of your natural flow. You can't force it, right? But then it's a lot of things you can do to put it in alignment for you to attract those types of things. But you don't want it to be your whole chart, right? You don't want it to take over your whole life. But you do want to be able to deal with this shit. Because if you don't deal with this shit, it comes across as shadow. And if you don't deal with shadow, it expands itself and then it takes over your life from the Kalipov point of view. It becomes weeds in your life
From the
that ruins your
shells.
whole
From the shells.
gardens.
Yep.
Facts.
Flips from the Kabbalah to the shells. Mm-hmm.
So you got to deal with this shit. So you got to listen to Ski from time to time. It's the number one song of the country.
Or you listen to that bow. That's no
Fuck my
booty.
baby. Hey. Fuck my baby dad. Fuck my baby dad.
Hey.
Fuck my baby
Fuck
dad.
my
Hey.
baby dad.
It's a part of life. You can't ignore it. It's when you ignore it. Hey, I know some conscious women right now. They living like fuck my baby dad in real life, but they wouldn't articulate it in such a fashion as Sexy Red. But they live their life where it's fuck their baby dad. I'm talking about spiritual leaders, right? Fuck their baby.
And they really for the streets out here. They really for the streets.
No, it's just hey, none of these girls, ain't none of these girls virgins. And every time you talk to them, they talk about they ain't had sex in so long. Hey, somebody lying, somebody clapping them cheeks when you ain't.
You know what? You know what? If I had a quarter, nope, never mind. It wouldn't be a lot.
Yeah, you have a lot of money. Every time you get around her, she talking about how she ain't had sex in so long. Yeah, okay. I was born at night, not last night, chick.
Word to mother.
Prove to me that you ain't get dug out last night. Give me some proof. Right? Let me see your ring cam. Let me see the ring cam footage. Any movement on the ring cam footage last night? You got it in your app.
I want to see the messages in the trash. I just want to see.
Yeah, I want to see the deleted messages. Hey, fellas, never read the messages. Always, I go straight for the delete.
Listen, man.
If you're not sure, don't even
pick up the phone. If you're not about that life, don't even pick up the phone, player. If you're not about that life, if you don't want the truth, don't even pick up the phone.
Hey, she better start messaging on IG where they don't have a deleted messages folder.
Chill. You teaching these hoes too much. Stop it.
They got vanish mode.
You gonna make me get on the fucking ground
tonight. They got vanish mode now. They can just vanish that joint.
Yeah, she better get on IG if she got them niggas, man. Don't be using that goddamn iPhone to message these boys. I catch your ass.
She checking the stats right goddamn now. Checking the stats right goddamn now. Word up. That's crazy. So debauchery is definitely a spiritual component of sex magic. Definitely. Oh man.
Yeah, it's a part of the chart.
Yeah.
It's an aspect. A lot of y'all niggas rooted in it, but that's another time, place.
Yeah, that's another live, player. That's another live.
Yes. Got to do the debauchery convo.
That might be the next one. Have to check this and shake the tree, see what come loose. That might be the next one. I love talking about the debauchery. Like
Seven of Cups is opposed. To a disc?
Seven of Cups is opposed. The disc. Yeah.
To a disc.
No. 2, 3, 4, 5 of disc.
The 5 of disc.
Which is
worry and disappointment.
Worry and disappointment.
Ain't that funny?
Ain't that funny how
Whoa,
debauchery
what happened?
leads
What I missed?
I hope he was wearing a
Whoa.
condom.
type shit,
Yeah.
child support looking ass. I gotta go take
Whoa.
DNA test type shit. That night of debauchery
Whoa.
leads to a lifetime of worry. Somebody quote
Yeah. I mean that shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That sounds like
Oh,
Well, yeah,
aggregate
when you
shadow work.
Hey, I know if
Just
I
feeding
pull
the
the
that
shadow.
that
reading, hey, you fucking too much. You gotta
hey,
stop.
that sound like that sound like your
But
shadow is
it's
out walking around now, nigga,
it,
and you can't do
but
nothing
you looking
about it.
for
Like that's what
it's,
that sound like.
it's out
you
here.
you looking for happiness in the wrong places.
If you even looking for happiness, my guy.
You
True.
can be intentionally debaucherous because of the what we talked about earlier, the physical sensation of life that just feels so good. But I
Sense
promise you
consciousness.
that child support is in full fledged due to debaucherous ass niggas.
For sure.
It's just an interesting
Yeah.
concept.
Mm.
Yeah, because it kind of go into like, well, if you wasn't doing that, you wouldn't have to be dealing with these consequences.
In facts, but you wasn't never thinking about it when you was doing it.
Right.
It's like in child support court, you so far from that nut. It's you so far from that nut. It's crazy. Think about
I'm making a mix out of that shit.
Yeah.
and you a year after smashing the baby done been born and you doing the swab. Imagine having to deal with some nut that you busted 9 months ago. And you ain't even talking to the girl. You don't even know the girl. You don't even like the girl. You don't even, the girl means nothing to you, but you still gotta resolve some shit. Ooh, them opposing cards. That's interesting, Breeze. We might have to tackle that at a certain point, man.
That's how I
crazy.
always take it. That's how I always like put it together because it's just
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
hard.
polarity. You know what I mean?
That's
Like this
hard.
energy ain't one sided. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always and
All
just to
cause
like
and effect.
and just to add to it, when I
There's
studied
there's
astrology,
always a push
I
in the
studied it
receiver.
like it
There's
was,
always a push in the receiver.
but I studied it like it was 6 signs. You know what I mean? Aries and Libra, you know what I mean? Taurus and Scorpio, because they both speaking on the same thing. They just coming from different angles. You know what I mean? And it's just if you talk about Aries
It's
in
like
some way,
Sag.
you
It's
talking
like
about
Sag
Libra.
and Gemini. It's like Sag and Gemini.
Yeah.
That's hard right there.
It'll give you more information, you know what I mean? It'll give you more about the energy you're dealing with.
So
And that is celestial basis.
That helped me understand my shit a little bit better.
What was y'all
Because
saying?
sometimes,
It helped me understand my
sometimes
shit a little bit better just because.
your mom could be telling you something, but it takes
Sorry, go
your
ahead.
favorite teacher to tell you for it to stick. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not that mom was hating or just being hard on you. It's just it was something about the way it was delivered. You just needed it delivered from somebody else in a different way, you know, or a different life experience.
Go ahead, AD.
Oh shit. This is what the Breeze said with the opposing. Now think about your moon sign. What's opposing your moon? You know what I'm saying? Like when I understood like my moon, I got a Virgo moon in the 6th house, and that bitch all alone. So like I had to see what my moon was opposing, what my moon talking about. Cause like you can be like since my 6, my moon was all alone. Sometimes I get these thoughts like, it's just me. I don't need nobody. Knowing damn well I want somebody. So it's just like you got to understand that type of shit. The opposites and the positives, what attracts and what don't attract. Since y'all don't give a fuck about y'all feelings.
Type shit.
Oh, say it with your chest, young blood. Say it with your chest.
Nah, for real. That's one thing like us men struggle with. Like, think about Kanye. His moon sign was in the air sign. So you think that nigga was really trying to listen to his emotions like that? He was being so damn logical about his emotions. Like, I'm mad at that bitch. And, fuck it. I'm gonna just do this and that and that. You know, it's like sometimes you, as a man, you gotta slow up, and it's okay to feel.
Beyonce had the best video of all time. Of all time. Taylor, I'm happy for this moment. I'm gonna give you back this mic. But Beyonce had the best video of all time. Gave her back the mic. If that ain't some irrational
He was dead
rebellion
serious.
shit,
He was dead serious.
man.
Yeah, he was.
I
Dead
mean, we was
fucking
all
serious.
thinking it. We was all thinking it, and we didn't know who Taylor Swift was.
We were.
Right.
We were.
Right.
I still don't know who
But
that
he
is.
said
but,
it.
You know.
He really tapped into the collective consciousness with that, because that's why that shit went viral before viral was viral. Like
I think everybody was thinking that shit right when he went up on stage. It was like, please, Kanye, do something, because I just don't understand why this
who is
woman
Taylor
won
Swift?
this award. Like, who is
Like,
that?
who is she?
Like
Harpo,
really,
who is
like
that
literally,
woman?
who is she? I have no clue.
Hey, did y'all niggas go watch The Color Purple today?
No, sir.
Type
Did
shit.
you?
Okay.
No, sir.
Y'all not supporting black art. I see where y'all going with this.
No.
I see
no,
how
no.
I see how y'all doing this
My nigga,
podcast.
my nigga,
That boy on that body
my
shit.
nigga, I watched-
You ain't black.
I watched
Y'all don't want to support
Tubi.
black art.
I watched Tubi, my nigga. I watched Tubi, my nigga. I support black art. I watched Tubi. Yeah, I watch Tubi every now and again. You know what I'm saying? When I want to see a B movie that I ain't never
Hey,
seen
man, you a
before,
dangerous
just
nigga
kill
if you
some
watching
dudes, you know?
Tubi, bro.
Yeah, you
Listen,
a
bro,
different
I
type
will
of
watch
animal.
Tubi.
Watch Tubi, dog.
I will watch Tubi before I watch The Color Purple, my guy. I promise you that.
Hey,
I promise you that.
hey.
Listen, did you see
I don't
Taraji P.
know.
Henson on TV this week? She was so upset because she couldn't
The
even
Color
look
Purple
Oprah in
and
the face
Tubi
because
is
she
neck
was
and
telling
neck. I'm
everybody
sorry.
all week about how she broke.
It's neck and neck.
Yeah, what you said?
It's neck and neck.
It's not. It's not.
Hey, Breeze
It's
face
neck and
said,
neck.
nah, fuck that.
I know niggas that got movies on Tubi. I'm gonna
they
just
got-
put that out there.
They got.
I know real people that have movies on Tubi.
I'm just
so I'm
trying to
just
figure out
I'll lay that out there.
if salads get tossed in this movie. Do salads get tossed in this movie?
And The Color Purple, I'm trolling with The Color Purple. I
Yeah,
just
do
like
salads-
watching
do salads
movies.
get
I
tossed in
will just watch it because it's at the theater. Like I just like watching movies at the theater, and it don't matter what the movie is. Like all movies is ass at this point. So the assier the movie, the better at this
That's
point.
why I didn't give you. That's why I didn't give you a serious response. I know you was trolling, nigga.
I'm gonna watch it though. I'm gonna watch it because it's The Color Purple, and I know it's gonna be some bullshit. I'm gonna look for the bullshit because I feel like it's gonna be some decoded.
Isn't it a
bullshit.
musical?
It's a musical, my
Isn't
nigga.
it a musical this time?
It's gonna be some
It's a
bullshit.
musical, dog. So you know we about to clown.
Yeah, I did like Rent, so I might watch this.
Nah, y'all know what y'all need to watch if y'all want to laugh, bro. Watch The First Wives Club, bro, on Netflix, bro.
First Wives Club.
Oh my god, you would not believe it, bro. The shit that niggas is putting out in 2023 is all being written by AI.
All of it.
It's all being written by AI. What she said? You bitch. Oh my god, bro. We gotta we gotta do better as black people, bro. I swear we do, man.
Shit.
Crazy.
Well, we have eclipsed the 2-hour mark, so you brothers need to sign off and give off your handles so we can get up out of here and get scheduled for the next time around, because well, I'm not gonna keep y'all on this thing for too much longer. So everybody hit everybody up with your handles, and let's get up out of here so we can schedule for the next round.
Follow me on IG at The Hood Mystic. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it to you like this. Bow, bow, bow. Come fuck with me and get a reading. Bow, bow, bow. Subscribe to the Hierophants Book Club. Bow, bow, bow.
Hey,
Go ahead, look at my YouTube, Lightbringer. Bow, bow, bow. That's it for me.
fuck your Instagram feed.
Damn, you gotta shake that booty meat at the end of it, type shit. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Same here,
yeah.
man. Go follow the Hierophants Book Clubs. Me and AD, we got 2 episodes that we got coming. It's on the way.
My nigga still vibing.
All right. Well, all right. So Sacred Serpent is here. We signing off. The Initiates of RC. We are coming back to you live, hopefully in a few more days. We need to put some smoke together. But other than that, I appreciate all of y'all for sharing this time with us, for allowing us to
Hey, if y'all got
space
topics or
and
shit
share
that
the
y'all
space
want to talk
together.
to us about,
Yeah,
message us.
please.
What's the Initiate IG, bro?
Any charts?
Yeah, and join our
charts to
Facebook
break
group
down.
conversation.
Facebook
Nigga.
group.
Talk your shit on there.
Instagram, Dark Sacred Serpent or Sacred Serpent Media. Facebook is Racine Maurice or Dark Serpent, Dark Sacred Serpent on TikTok as well. So Sacred Serpent Media is signing off, and I just want to say thank you for the brothers for joining me on this platform today, and we can't wait to see you guys again next time. Peace.
Peace.
Hey.
Peace, big bro. Oh, can I get one? Oh, I want one of those. I want one.